Welcome back to another exciting episode. Hey, in the new house. How about that? It's magical. Hey man, what do you think about, what's an AK-47?
Reliable.
It's reliable, yeah. What else is it? What'd you say earlier?
Not built
No.
well.
Something about a spring.
It's pretty much a giant spring.
It's pretty much a giant spring. I thought that was funny. Not wrong, but we'll get more into that. Let's just go over basics real quick. Here we go. Don't cover the mic. Don't touch the screen. Are we recording? Are we live?
Yeah.
Right. All right, y'all. Well, I'm a little bit reluctant. All right. Watch where you're going. I'm a little bit reluctant about doing gun videos, combat videos, armor videos, things like that. There's just so much content out there. I didn't want to saturate the market, but I've had a few friend requests, personal friends, and they've asked me, why don't you talk about that? And they want me to demo some things. They're asking questions about just basics. So we're going to get into it. We're going to get into rifles. We're going to get into armor. We're going to get into tactics even. Imagine that. So this should be fun. This is something that I've done before, back before, social media, when social media was new. Some buddies and I, when we were in the military, we started a little fun escapade. It was man, I don't even want to say it because we did some things that are questionable. We used our personal ammo, personal rifles and weapons. Didn't use any of our military issued stuff, but we made a series of videos called Heavy Caliber Mysteries. Until one day, my Master Chief pulled all of us into the office and said, "Hey, you dumbasses, stop it." And so he made us delete it, and that's okay. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Let's fire it back up, man. Let's get into it. So let's just start basics. Here we are, basics. This is your basic rifle. One of the most basic rifles there is. This, my friends, AK-47. Don't keep the screen like that because it screws up the view. Switch it back to straight up and down. All right, so what do we have here? First of all, weapon safe. Now, the problem with AK-47s is they're hard to accessorize. This isn't your AR platform where you can just get Gucci gear and it's easy, it's simple. You can't go into any pawn shop or any sporting goods store like Dick's or Walmart and get accessories for this. You just can't. The AR, I'm not knocking the AR. I'm not knocking it. It's a fantastic little platform. I ran around with that damn thing for years. It's lightweight, it's accurate, it's easy to carry that tiny ammunition. It's great. Definitely not knocking the AR platform. I like it. It works, but not as well as this. And I'm going to tell you why. The AR is tight. All your fittings are tight. All the bolt action's tight. Even the exhaust port's tight. The mags are tight. The barrel's tight. Everything's really tight. So if the wind blows too hard and it gets too much dust, the thing can malfunction. This, on the other hand, out of the box, is ready to go. You're ready to rock and roll. Boys and girls, you can punch holes all day long like a secretary, and you don't even need the hole punch. You just need this little guy right here. Now, to get these kind of accessories, here's one thing. Most AK-47s are stamped or forged, and they come with a bracket mounting point. See this little guy? I can flip this lever back and pop that entire bracket off. If you want any kind of optics, you got to invest in one of these. No getting around it. Now, Magpul makes a lot of nice stuff, okay? So this little sight, oh, I want to talk about this. This is a Vortex. It's a Vortex Spark. Guys, I appreciate you old heads and you old veteran types, oh, I qualified with iron sights. That's cool. It's badass. That's awesome. You could have qualified faster if you would have had little red dots. EOTechs, that's what I'm used to. I don't like it as much as the ACOG. This is just a red dot. It's not much of a reticle. It's literally just a dot. The EOTech reticle, it's actually, you can use it to sight in your yardage, and you can be accurate with that thing out to about 600 yards with a holographic sight. That's an EOTech. There's a reason those things are so expensive. I've also got, if you'll see here, let's look down this hallway. That's a Streamlight, all right? That runs off your standard lithium batteries. This runs off your little button batteries. What are those called?
2032 battery.
CR2032. Good job, buddy. How'd you know that? I don't even know.
Standard.
These kids are way ahead of their time. Just standard. So the Magpul things are cool because you can stuff batteries in here. You can stuff them in here. And you can stuff them in here. So this thing is actually full of batteries. And if all else fails, I can just strip it off and go back to iron sights. So it's good to qualify with iron sights. It's good to practice with iron sights, but your optics are faster. Quick to the weapon, quick to the target. It's easier to transition between targets. It's faster, it's better. I don't care what anyone says because I've done it both ways. And for me personally, which is, I hope pretty standard across the board, these little technological advances are fantastic. Now, this is a Vortex Spark. I was running and gunning one day chasing hogs, and I had a sling on kind of like this, and it broke. And the rifle fell and literally landed on a rock. Pow! I bounced that damn thing off a rock, and I thought, you know what? It's over, game over. I'm going to have to re-sight it. It's probably busted. Start over, you know. Like, damn it. So I went home, got home, didn't think much of it. Next day I thought, you know, I got a little spare time, let's see what happens. I set up a little target, got my little red dot, bam, bam. Johnny on the spot. I mean, Johnny on the spot, the damn thing didn't move a centimeter. At 100 yards, it was still dialed in the way that I started. I was really impressed. Spark, Vortex, red dot. It's fantastic. All right, Streamlight, obviously. Allegedly waterproof. I trust it. This is actually one of the only guns that I'll take out in the rain. It's my deer rifle. Yeah. It's a pretty standard deer rifle, yeah. And the places where I hunt and live, it's perfectly legal to take a high capacity magazine. I could have a 200 round drum out here and go hunt all the deer I want, as long as I don't poach, break the law, or fill too many tags for somebody else. I am legal beagle. Now, there's a reason that I'm starting this gun series, okay? And if you don't know, well, you're probably not one of my loyal followers, but maybe you should be. Give me a like and follow. We're going to get into it here, but just so y'all know, they're cheap, they're readily available, and out of the box, this rifle is ready to rock and roll. There's a bunch of different variants. They're all pretty much the same. This one is American. It's made by Century. There's some Polish ones that are pretty good. I've seen a few come and go. They are all fantastic firearms. They're all fantastic firearms. So, if you can wear one of these out, man, you got too much money for ammo. But, I mean, that's it. The AK-47. There's a few things this thing doesn't have. The standard AK actually comes built, ready-made with everything you need to clean it. And you'll notice on some of them there's a rod that you can disconnect. That's a push rod, so you can clean it. It has a tool on both ends to help you and assist you in taking this weapon apart. So you can literally do this with your bare hands. You don't need special tools. You don't need a multi-tool like you do for the AR. I mean, this thing is meant, I mean, there's children in preschool. Instead of coloring within the lines, they have to break this thing down and reassemble it in less than 2 minutes. And guess what? They can, America. So I don't know what you guys are studying, but it might come a time when maybe you should learn to do something a little more dangerous. I love y'all. Hey, listen. I'm not here to make you afraid. I'm here to make you aware. And if you're paying attention, maybe, just maybe, and I hope I'm wrong, you might need to know how to do this shit. And that's the only reason I'm getting into it. And I don't know if you noticed, but there's not a lot of combat veterans, not a lot of veterans, period, that host these kinds of channels and this kind of entertainment, because I think it's really hard to train for. You can't train to be shot at. I mean, you just can't do it. When it happens, that's the training. But, however, it helps to go play paintball, go play airsoft, visualize, know what you're going to do, know the movements. I'm telling you, muscle memory is a real thing. So we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. The biggest thing that I can tell you about this particular rifle is it is reliable. It's affordable, it's reliable, it's easy to clean, it's easy to maintain, and the ammunition is readily available and also affordable. Guys, I don't know, this is not by any means my favorite, but it's definitely not my least favorite. Out of the box, ready to rock, the Kalashnikov, 1947. You know what? They got it right. They didn't change it. You know why? Because it works. So, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to comment. One thing that's hard to find on these is a single point sling, because you have this setup. You've got this little guy, and then you've got some bullshit over here. There's really no way to do this, but I can show you. So, if you guys want to know how to do a single point sling for an AK, let me know. All you need is a drill and some 550 cord and a little bit of do-it-yourself know-how. But this is the closest thing to a single point sling. The advantage of a single point sling, I don't care who you are, I don't care how strong you are. What's that guy's name that does he's the SEAL that just wrecks himself? He's like a machine. Come on,
David
man.
Goggins.
Andrew Goggins, yeah, my boy Goggins. All right. David Goggins. Dude, David Goggins, he's a machine. I guarantee you he loves the AK-47. What was my point about that? Anyways, all right, so the single point sling, the idea of it is so you can carry it. Oh, that's right. This would get heavy for anyone, everyone, even David Goggins. You wear this thing all day, and I swear to God, it gets heavy. It gets so heavy. It gets so heavy, it makes your hands heavy. It makes bricks look like a ton. Okay, but the issue with the single point sling is while you're wearing it, you have to be able to transition. Okay, so that's the advantage of a single point sling. Not like your typical hunters, you know, where you're wearing it on your back, you know. I mean, so this is the next best thing to a single point sling for an AK. And if you want to know what brand this is, you know, feel free to ask, comment. You guys, we're interactive here, you know, we talk back. So, love you, mean it. Stay tuned. Hey, stay salty. We need to get rid of some ammunition. I realize that I've got way too much of this shit. So we're gonna get some more interesting comment up for you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. Thank you for your effort. Stay tuned.